ACC and first here at the Peterson Event Center. As we get going, Wake will start in possession. Demon Deacons in the black, Pitt in the white. Starting lineup here for Wake Forest. Harrison up there at the point. You see her taking control early, dealing off to Williams as well. A pretty balanced scoring attack from this Demon Deacons team. Only one player averaging over 10 points per game, but at the same time, you get multi-level scoring, a lot of scoring from the bench as well. Here's battle in transition for the Panthers. That one off the rim and out. As a couple quick possessions come up fruitless as the Panthers roll out a pretty normal starting lineup we'll see from them most of the season. Battle at the point to start things off today. Whistle blows on the floor. That'll be a travel as Coles picks that one up there to get things started here in quarter number one.
Wake Forest, first two possessions, 2 turnovers. Again, that offensive side of the basketball where they have been struggling, not the way they want to start this basketball game.
There's the Wake Forest team coming off a couple consecutive seasons going to the NIT tournament as that one's picked off by Scruggs. She slows things down though in transition. Once her team catch up a little bit, it'll be Williams on Washington at the top.
Pitt starting out in that man-to-man long. He holds them to a high standard, and he doesn't let that drop. And that was what he wanted from them this past Sunday, and he finally got an overall performance from them.
Williams off the mark from deep there, so a slow start for both sides as Battle and King move ahead for the Panthers. Down low, some room for King, and she gets her first couple points of the game. We'll be saying her name a lot tonight.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. But that is something that she doesn't see too often. She got freed up, and that was pretty much a wide open layup for her. 2 players trying to collapse on her, and she gets a bucket inside.
King, such a well-rounded player, the lifeblood of this Pitt squad so far this season. Here's Coles, and she travels once again down low. So another turnover early for Wake. They've got 3 to Pitt's 2 so far, so some sloppy play from both sides to get things started.
Yeah, you see here, look at King, wide open underneath. 2 players just lost her. Good offensive possession by the Panthers.
Here's Jordan off to King again. Dumps off to Washington. It's long 2 there as well off the mark. And Harrison will pick up the rebound. Washington, someone who's struggled a little bit offensively this season so far for the Panthers as she takes another charge there. This is something we talked to Coach Verdi about a little bit earlier on in the week. That's 32 charges now taken this season by Marley Washington. Wow. Most in the ACC.
Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. You see here, I mean, she extends her arm a little bit. I mean, Marley, I think at this point in the season, knows what the officials are going to call. Credit to Marley Washington on that defensive stance. Such
a strong defensive player. Coach Verdi said she's one of the most competitive players on the team. You see those 32 charges there, just put in perspective. Just such a nice job in that regard on
Zach,
defense.
The most competitive, he called her. Don't leave that out. You can't shortchange her there. The most competitive player on the team, he called Marley Washington.
You talk about that culture shift and putting your best foot forward every game. 11 and White has never had that issue. 3 ball here from Conley off the mark. Another foul down low on Scruggs.
And that's where Scruggs is so good for Wake Forest. She does her damage in the paint. She is good on the boards. She gets it done for Wake Forest on the inside.
Scruggs has recorded double-digit points 4 times so far in ACC play, currently averaging 7.3 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game. Both would be career highs. First one short from the free throw line from her, so this game stays 2-2. Second from Scruggs is good, so Wake Forest snaps a scoring drought of about 2.5 minutes to make it 3-2.
The Demon Deacons extending a little pressure here.
Washington's up high, Harrison on her. Jordan working back down low to King now in the paint. And she looks for some space. Man, what a nice move down low from her. She is so good down there in the paint. And one of the more undersized players at her position in the conference, but she's just so athletic, and it makes up for it in the long run.
She really is so athletic, and when she gets a one-on-one matchup in size because of her athleticism and speed, she is going to win that battle all night long.
We'll see her play up high as well, and she can be effective from there as Scruggs gets a 3 straight away, and that one drops. So the first 3-point field goal for either side so far in this game comes from Scruggs. She's got 4.
And that was just tremendous ball movement by the Demon Deacons.
Another turnover here from Pitt. Wake with numbers in transition. Harrison trying to get it to go off the glass, and she does. So Wake Forest open it up to an 8-4 lead. End-to-end game on both sides so far. As King working up high again at the point, leaves for Malcolm.
Yeah, Wake Forest doing a nice job on the defensive end, playing in the gaps, really making it difficult for Pitt to get anything really right now.
King goes baseline, tie up there. Possession will go the way of the Panthers. And we will get our first timeout here in Pittsburgh. 8-4 ball game here with just under 5 to go from Pittsburgh.
A high performance offensive threats that they lost from a season ago, so it's definitely transformed. However, they did have a great recruiting class coming as well, so this future is very bright for Coach W.
Another turnover early for the Panthers. Malcolm passes that one out of play. JB's got to be pretty happy with the start for Wake Forest early on, shooting 50% from the field. Had that 3 from Scruggs as well.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only thing she would like to get back are those turnovers that her team is having right now.
4 turnovers aside so far as the open jumper goes down there from Cole. She's had a lot of room up there near that elbow and took advantage of it.
Yeah, Malia Cole knocks it down from 15-foot range. That's good distance for her.
Malcolm on the drive, left hand trying to go off the glass, doesn't go. Here's Deeble. First time we've really seen her too much today. Gets that one stripped away, but it goes out of play. You see the basket here from Wake Forest. Just a lot of room up top there.
Yeah, you see Jayla Jordan playing off of her. Like, you got to step out on me to guard me.
Coles again. This is that one off the right iron and out. A 7-0 run for Wake Forest. As once again, Pitt turns it over in transition. An early issue plaguing this Pitt team. We've seen it a couple times earlier on this year. And once again, the Panthers struggling a little bit, holding on to the ball. As Wake looks to extend on that run. Here's Deeble, the native of Australia. Giving off up top to Conley, who clanks that one off the iron and out from deep. Another turnover for the Panthers, as Williams misses there, and Pitt will get bailed out on the foul.
Yeah, and there is a huge difference in Pitt's wins to losses with their turnovers. When they take care of the basketball, they give themselves a chance to win the basketball game. When they have 19 or more turnovers, they lose the basketball game. And now it's early on, but already to start this basketball game in just the first quarter, they have 5 turnovers.
6 of Wake Forest's points coming off of those turnovers as well. It's been the difference so far early. King doubled there and gets it stripped away again by Williams. That's their 6th turnover already for the Panthers. And here's the 3 off the mark from Wake, as they've missed their last 5 from the field as well.
Yeah, if Wake can capitalize on these turnovers, on the opportunities that they're getting on the offensive end right now, they'll give themselves a great chance.
Malcolm fouled there, and she'll get 2 from the line.
Malcolm has really improved her game all season long. She has came out the beginning of the season as just a 3-point shooter. But Coach Verdi said you can be multi-dimensional. You can shoot it from mid-range. You can step out and shoot it from 3, obviously. She's getting to the basket more and more down towards the end of the season. And because of it, she's rewarding herself by getting to the free throw line.
Malcolm misses the first one there. She's got a dozen in 2 of her last 4 games. And Pitt looking for an answer at that guard position. She's helped solve that problem a little bit so far this season as she makes the 2nd of 2.
Yeah, Coach Verdi has been trying to pull it out of her all season long. He is really giving her a ton of reign, a lot of confidence to produce for this Pitt Panther team.
That free throw there snapping a 3-minute and change scoring drought for the Panthers, as they cut that lead down to 5 as Wake turns it over once again. Washington's working in transition. Off to Malcolm again. She's pressured and fouled, and she'll go back to the line.
Yeah, Malcolm again, same situation. Gets out in transition, gets herself to the free throw line because she is aggressive getting to the bucket. You see here, she takes it against two players. She takes it strong. Her eyes are up to the basket. She gets herself to the free throw line. She is rewarding herself. She just needs to knock these free throws down, and she is an 80% free throw shooter on the season.
Malcolm, another one of these players in the Panthers, just in their second year with the program, so she's taken on a big role, especially early on in her career. She played significant minutes last year as well. As you can see that improvement. Those points per game almost tripling.
Yeah, and the minutes per game. I mean, she did play as a freshman just under 10 minutes, but this year, 30-plus minutes. That's a huge increase. So there has been a lot of weight on her shoulders this year, but she really has shown a ton of improvement.
Williams gets that one poked away, and Scruggs there to take possession. Possession error will stay with Wake Forest. Conley comes back on, as Williams will come off for Wake Forest.
And these are great opportunities that you want to score the basketball, execute, dead ball, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds plays that you want to execute to give yourself chance.
Nice play there from Thurikoff to keep that one in play, as the shot clock winding down and will expire on Deeble as she was trying to take the shot.
Great stance by the Panthers.
Pitt hasn't made a field goal in 4 minutes now, as we hit the 150 mark here in the first quarter of play. Pitt 2 for 6 from the field. King trying to change that here. On the block, looking up top for Malcolm, but that one goes back court. And another turnover for the Panthers early on.
Verdi is not happy over there on that sideline, but who can blame him right now? Giving the Demon Deacons chance after chance with not taking care of the basketball. All of these are not really even forced turnovers. Pitt is just not making great decisions right now.
I mean, you see a couple passes just out of bounds, and it's not like they're getting too pressured up top either, just making some bad decisions, as you were saying. That's 7 first quarter turnovers now for the Panthers. Thurikoff working off the pick up top. Down low on Iadel. Finds some relief with Deeble, the redshirt freshman. Thurikoff once again on the move, shoots that one as the shot clock expires, and once again a miss.
Good defense by Malcolm.
Here's Perkins working off the screen over to Malcolm, then over to Washington's. Washington's on the drive. Left hand comes up short again, and the Panthers still have no answers from the field. Rebound. Nice job, though, from Iadel to keep it alive, and the Panthers will get a fresh 20.
Yeah, great. You hear it in here in the peak. Great hustle by Rappalucci Iadel.
5 on the shot clock for the Panthers, and a foul called on the floor.
Gabby Hutcherson was calling for that basketball. She thought she had a mismatch. She wanted the ball inside, and she gets it, and they call foul for her.
She'll go to the line for a couple here.
Yeah, that was a veteran play by Gabby Hutcherson there. She has a one-on-one matchup. You can see all fours. You can see her shoulders. When you see 2 shoulders as a guard, you have to get the basketball inside to your post player.
Hutcherson, a transfer from Ohio State, came over a couple years ago. He's played in 21 games this season, coming off the bench in 14 of those. She picks up a free throw there. And Pitt cuts that lead down to 3. Less than a half minute to go here till the end of the first quarter. Wake looking to add on here before the break. Deeble around Conley, 3-ball, yes. Just the second 3 from either side comes from Conley, and Wake Forest makes that lead 6. Washington's driving with 5 to go, and she gets that one to go. Through contact, Marley Washington finishes with the left hand, and that is how your first quarter will end. 13-9 as Wake Forest leads.
For Wake Forest, but I'm sure that Coach Verdi was addressing the turnover situation for the Pitt Panthers there during that break.
Ida looking down low for Perkins, elects to dribble it back out. As Washington will look for room up top. King thought about the jumper, goes down low now, forcing contact, and that'll be a charge. Pitt still struggling offensively. They haven't gotten those looks. Wake Forest with 15 field goal attempts to Pitt's just 8, and it's been for reasons a lot like this, just turnovers and critical points in the game so far.
Yeah, Liatu gets shrugs up in the air. Aaliyah Coles meets her there. I don't know if I love the call, but great stance by Coles to get there and beat Liatu King to the spot.
Conley, 3. That one drops, and Wake Forest now up to a 7-point lead.
Another 3 for Conley off the bench.
Here's Malcolm. Marley Washington working on Deeble there. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Panthers. And an offensive foul, it looks like, gonna go on Ayadel there.
That's their second moving screen. As you see here, Coles again finds wide open Conley for 3. Her second 3. Bella Perkins has to do a better job at finding her, knowing that she's already knocked one down earlier in the game.
Wake Forest 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. The Panthers yet to attempt a 3-point shot so far today. That's now 9 Wake Forest points off of Pitt turnovers. Coles again down low, fighting through contact off the glass and in. And Wake Forest looking good so far.
I thought she might have traveled down there, moved her pivot foot, but I guess she got away with it. Great move by by Coles to split that double team.
Jayla Jordan can't get that one to go, and the Panthers continue to struggle from the field. Harrison out, Deeble, 3, yes!
Great possession by Wake Forest. But again, Pitt not handling the basketball on the offensive end, giving opportunities to the Demon Deacons left and right, knocking it down. Demon Deacons 21-9.
Back here in Pittsburgh, Zach Gibney alongside Brianna O'Rourke-Kelly, and Brianna, Wake Forest coming out of the break firing. 8-0 run to start the second quarter of play, and it's been largely because of the long ball.
Yeah, wow, great effort. As you see here, they started on the inside with Coles splitting that double team, but then they really got it going from behind 3. As you see Katie Deeble getting in there off the bench, knocking it down for 3. Their best 3-point shooter in Reagan Conley shooting it tonight, 50%. She has 2 threes already with Wake Forest shooting 50% from behind the arc.
Wake Forest, they've made all 3 of their field goals coming out of the second half, and it's been the story for them all season. They've had sort of this distribution of points all season long, and the same story again so far today here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they really share the basketball on the offensive end. They don't get it from one person. They only have one person on their team that scores in double figures, and they are getting it done tonight in a multitude of ways.
King looking to get Pitt back on the score sheet here in quarter number 2, and she does just that. She's got 6 of Pitt's 11 points so far.
And Coach Verdi has to be happy with that. I'm sure that play was just drawn up, going to their best player in Liatu King after a timeout, and they get her a great possession on the block, and she scores.
That one from Harrison rolls around and out. That lead down to 10 now. There's Bella Perkins, who's yet to attempt a shot. We talked about her, a couple 16-point performances entering today, but nothing so far for her on the score sheet.
Yeah, and really, she has been shooting it from 3 lights out. And they, Pitt, as a team, haven't shot 1 3 all night.
Washington's wanted a foul there. Looked like she got hit up high as she was trying to go for that rebound, but nothing called.
I think she wanted it, and the crowd also wanted it too.
Wake Forest working back down low. They've really worked at all levels tonight so far. Deeble picks up a couple more.
Yeah, great backdoor cut by Katie Deeble there. Nice pass by her teammate.
Deeble opened up the 23-24 campaign with a 19-point performance against Wofford and has really added a nice bit of depth here to this Wake Forest guard group. King, the jumper, yes, and she is still perfect from the field. Make that 4 for 4 for Liatu King.
And that's about her range there, 15 to 17 foot range. She can knock down a little jumper. That's a good looking shot for her.
Liatu King in the top 10 in the ACC, and wait for it, points per game, rebounds per game, steals, blocks per game, minutes per game, field goal percentage, and double-doubles.
Just keep going, Zach. She does it all for this team. She's incredible.
Deeble the 3, and Wake Forest stays hot from deep. They are now 3 for 4 from beyond the arc here in quarter number 2.
Wow, the Australian national player Deeble stepping up big tonight for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, getting it done off the bench.
Wake has doubled up Pitt here in quarter number 2. At 26-13, King, as this one is blown dead on the floor.
You see here, offensive chance, or excuse me, offensive board, giving yourself second chance opportunities. Knock it out to your three-point shooter, and Katie Deeble, and she knocks it down for 3.
And this is the reason you got to look at Wake Forest with some promise. I mean, a redshirt freshman like Deeble coming in and making an impact here on the road in a conference game. These are the kind of things you look for in a program. These young players stepping up in big spots and delivering, and that's exactly what Deeble's done tonight.
Yeah, she has a bright future, that's for sure, for Wake Forest.
Real nice pass down low from Jordan, but Malcolm couldn't get the reverse to go down. And the lead stays at 13. 13-4 advantage here in quarter number 2 for the Demon Deacons.
And the way the Demon Deacons have been playing on the offensive end, and yet their leading scorer in Elise Williams hasn't even scored the basketball yet.
It's that depth scoring we were talking about coming to display here once again. That one off the mark. Hit back the other way with Bella Perkins. Perkins, her first shot of the night goes down.
And there she is. That's huge for the Pitt Panthers. That gives her a ton of confidence. The first 3 of the night for the Pitt Panthers goes down, and it's by their best three-point shooter in Bella Perkins.
Such a wild season for Bella Perkins. She's got 9 games with 10 or more points, but also 5 where she was held off the score sheet. This foul called there. We talked about those 16-point performances back-to-back. And before that, she was 0 for 15 in her prior 3 games. Looks like she's starting off hot, shooting here again today.
Yeah, and this is just a great read by her. Little 2-man game with Liatu King. Liatu King flips the basketball back to her shooter. Bella Perkins sees that her defender goes under the screen. Bella Perkins is like, nah, you got to step out over the top of these screens or I'm going to knock it down, and she does.
Talked to Coach Verdi about her a little bit during the week. He said it hasn't necessarily been super consistent all year long, but we know it's there in her. We've seen performances out of her against Lehigh, against Yale, where she can really shoot lights out, but just haven't gotten the consistent body of work. But it looks like she's putting it together towards the end of the ACC schedule. Yeah,
absolutely. She transferred from USC. She was the Virginia State Player of the Year before she went out to USC, so she absolutely has it in her.
Williams knocks that one down. As you mentioned, was held off the score sheet before that, but picks up her first couple of the night.
Yeah, not for long, I guess.
End to end, King back on the scoreboard again. She's 5 for 5 from the field, 3 rebounds, along with 10 points.
Yeah, that's what Coach Jebbia was worried about. She thought Liatu King could potentially be a mismatch for them, and she is getting it done on the offensive end for the Panthers.
Some contact going up there on Harrison, as she'll go to the line for a couple free throws for herself. Kaia Harrison, the grad student from Baldwin, New York, averaging 9.3 points per game, 3.3 rebounds a game, and 2.6 assists per game. All would be career highs for her. Also has 4 games this year with 4 or more assists, so she has forced the issue at the top for Wake Forest so far this season.
And a heck of a free throw shooter, Zach. Shoots at 84%, leads her team in that category. And as a coach, that's exactly what you want from your point guard. The basketball is in their hands so much during the game. Get to the free throw line quite often.
Perkins long from 3 there. She's got Pitt's only 2 3-point field goal attempts of the night. Lead still at 11 for the Demon Deacons. As there's some contact, and the foul looks like it's going to go on Iadel.
Yeah, Elise Williams splits the screen there. The hedge by Rappalucci Iadel. She hedges out high. Elise Williams splits the screen. To me, it looked like she tripped over her own feet, but I guess they're, so you see here, oh, well, Erin Battle, I guess. I think that's who they called it on. Erin Battle pushed her from behind.
Yeah, excuse me, that will go on Battle. As Wake Forest now goes into the bonus, and Williams will go to the line.
What would we do, Zach, without replay? Shout out to the crew.
Yeah, crew does a great job in there. We missed that one from court level, but they had it on the cameras there for us.
Maybe shout out to the officials, too, on the good call, right?
Williams makes both ends there as Wake Forest's leading scorer on the season adds to her total on the night. She's now got 4 points. That 1 field goal plus the 2 free throws.
Pitt beating the pressure that the Deeks have been bringing them lately.
Panthers go around the horn up top, now down low to King. Hutcherson 3. Back iron and out.
One and done again for the Panthers. No, one player inside, Liatu King going for the offensive rebound. Nobody else, all 4 players outside the 3-point arc.
That's something we saw them do well early on in the year, is get those offensive boards and extend those possessions, but just hasn't been the case here tonight. As that one misses from Thuerkoff in the corner. Here's Harrison. Corner again, Thuerkoff puts on the brakes and misses short on the 8-footer. (18-9) edge here in quarter number 2 for Wake Forest. As Pitt tries to do some damage here, just a little bit over 2.5 to go before the break. Whistle blows and Liatu King will go back to the line.
Great play by Liatu King. She feels the mismatch. She knows their guard, and Riley Thuerkoff is guarding her. She takes advantage of the mismatch. She is patient, gets herself a nice and one, gets to the free throw line to make this a 3-point potential play.
Liatu King 6 for 6 from the field. The rest of the team just 2 for 13. Deeble back into the game for Wake Forest as we're still just over 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Wake Forest with 6 players with at least 4 points.
Pitt again doing a really nice job on Elise Williams, making it difficult every time she touches the basketball, or every time really she tries to get the basketball.
And a foul called before the inbound there.
Not exactly what you want if you're a Pitt Panther fan. Fouling on a dead ball possession.
It's free points given away to Wake Forest here. Deeble can drop these in from the free throw line. You're down 11 going into the break. You got to cut down on these unforced errors, and there's another one there for Coach Verdi's squad.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when the clock is stopped. That is the last thing you want to do. Give them chances to put points on the board when the clock is stopped.
As Deeble comes up short on free throw number 1. Makes number 2 there. Wake Forest now 5 for 8 from the free throw line on the night.
Wake Forest a little quarter pressure.
Deeble with 9, the leading scorer so far for the Demon Deacons. Pitt funneling King once again. Up high, Hutcherson. Off the mark again. She's missed a couple from deep now.
And that's a good look by Hutcherson, but she has her best 3-point shooter as of late in Bella Perkins right to her right that she missed her 3-point opportunity.
Wake Forest looking for their first field goal in 3 minutes and change. They won't get it there. That one rattles around for a minute and it will go out of play. So it will stay on the Wake Forest end of the floor as Washenitz checks in for Aaron Battle. Pitt's got that field goal percentage back up to 40% as Deeble takes another three and finds the bottom of the net again, her third three-point field goal of the night.
Wow, Deeble just feeling it. Feeling it from deep inside, having herself a nice basketball game here tonight.
Averaging just 5 and change on the season, but she's well over that already tonight in the first half. 9 on the shot clock for the Panthers. Malcolm looking to make progress. Goes in with that left hand once again. She's fouled on the way up. We've seen that a few times so far from Malcolm, trying to get down low, and she's forced the issue a few times, going back to the line again.
Yeah, as you see here, Deeble just too far off her as Aislinn Malcolm. She knocks it down, her third three of the night. But Aislinn trying to make up for it on the other end, getting downhill. She's doing a very nice job tonight at getting to the basket if she can knock these free throws down for her team.
Deeble, someone who spent some time with the Australian national team. As Malcolm knocks down both of her free throws.
Pitt again with that 2-2-1. Pressure, just light little pressure. Dropping back into their zone.
.42 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 10 on the shot clock for the Demon Deacons. Little floater there. Off the mark, and Pitt will take possession. About a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
Yeah.
Only Washenitz in no rush.
Good chance for Pitt to get it 2 or 3 to close out this half. Shot clock is on their side.
Hutcherson off the Malcolm, then to King again, who is swarmed down low, finds some relief up top in Hutcherson, who misses off the back iron and out, and it'll stay with Pitt with 4.2 to go.
Yeah, wow, swarmed is right. Liatu King, 3 players on her. I'm not even quite sure how she found her teammate and Gabby Hutcherson, how she got the ball out of there.
That's got to be your game plan if you're Wake Forest. I mean, you got one player who's averaging close to 20 points on the season. It's going to be the focal point of your defensive tactics.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially tonight, she's the only one producing for Pitt.
Deflected on the inbound, and Perkins finished. A broken play there comes up fruitful for the Panthers as they cut that lead down to 11 entering the break. Bella Perkins doing a nice job here getting on the board at the end of the quarter. They'll start in possession. Scruggs looking in the corner to Harrison, who drives, goes right back to Scruggs as she's swarmed by a couple of Panthers, but a wide open three from outside misses from Williams. Wake now 6 for 14 from deep on the night. Panthers, a lot of motion up top outside the arc. King one-on-one with Scruggs, and she's going to win that matchup against just about everybody in the country.
There she is again, 7 for 7 from the floor. Still has not missed a field goal attempt.
Liatu King has those 14 points compared to the rest of the team's 12. She also has 7 field goals compared to the rest of the team's 3. Once again, the driving force for this Panthers team. Some contact down low there on Jordan.
Great recovery by Jayla Jordan. As you see here, Liatu King, great matchup with Scruggs there. Takes her baseline. The help is late. The bucket is hers.
14 points, 4 rebounds for her. One of those signature Liatu King performances so far in this first half. In half number 2, she's carried it over as Jordan from deep off the glass and the iron, but out.
And that's great hustle. Great hustle by Marley Washenitz there. Just unfortunately can't come down with it. She knocks it out of bounds.
A couple of subs coming on here for Wake. It'll be Andrews on. With 8.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Here's Conley. She started hot from deep early. Haven't heard as much from her as of late. Wake really hasn't needed it too much. They've gotten that balanced scoring as we were talking about with Deeble and others. Here's Andrews new into the game. Down back low to Scruggs. Back to that corner with Conley. Pitt working in transition quickly the other way as King's blocked and out of play. And that pace has really been up for Pitt, it seems, so far today. They're not running as many set plays, it seems like, on the offensive end. They're just trying to get down and get a quick shot up before Wake can get set on defense.
Yeah, that was a great push by Pitt in transition there, but an even better block on the defensive end by Alyssa Andrews.
Battle, nice pass over to Jordan, but she gets that one stripped away from her. It's Harrison on the other end as she goes the other way. Nice move from her, reverse goes down.
Wow, that was nice. Splits two, reverse with the left, that was nice. Wow.
Another turnover for Pitt in transition. Wake Forest has that 11-point lead back as Pitt turns it over for the 10th time. Here's Williams. Shot clock at 10 now as Andrews drives. Scruggs looking for room, and she is fouled.
Great ball movement. You see here, Aaron Battle finds Jayla Jordan, but even better play by Kaia Harrison. Oh, that is so nice. Splits the two, reverse with the left. Little tuck, up and under. Great finish by Kaia Harrison.
Harrison really working downhill there. You don't see that speed that much in transition, but Harrison certainly got it.
Yeah, she's super quick.
Scruggs to the line for two. Was 1 for 2 now, 1 for 3 from the free throw line so far tonight. She's got 4 points along with 2 assists as well.
Yeah, just a 51% free throw shooter on the season.
She misses both there, and Wake's left some points on the board from the free throw line. They're just 5 of 10 so far. Pitt not much better at 5 of 9. Perkins, mid-range jumper off the mark. But it'll stay with the Panthers, as it looks like Williams deflected that one out of play.
Rappalucci Idell doing what she does best. Attacking that offensive glass, giving her teammates, her team extra possession.
Rappalucci Idol, someone who was literally #1 in the country at one point in rebounds per game in the country, has slowed down a little bit since, has seen her minutes tick down a bit, but has still been effective for Pitt on the glass as King is fouled again.
King is so tough inside. She is so tough and patient. She waits, lets the defense come to her, sees what she has, surveys the field, and she gets it done. She gets herself to the free throw line.
Such a well-rounded player, too. She can almost slot into almost a guard role as well. She's the only player in the nation with at least 46 assists, 49 steals, and 43 blocks. Just doing it really in every aspect for this Panthers team.
Yeah, she really does it all for them.
Rattles that one in, and she's now up to 16 points on the game. 2 for 3 from the free throw line for her. Lead back down to 9 for Wake Forest. Williams again. Three, Andrews back iron and out, and King is there for the rebound again. That's her 5th.
That's what Pitt needs to do, just keep chipping away at this score, getting defensive stance, defensive stops on the defensive end, but not giving Wake Forest second chance opportunities.
Iredell fouled on the way up there, and you can see the issue that King is forcing down low. You're forcing these Wake defenders to trap, and then you get Iredell open on the block as well. So it's going to open up a lot of things when you can get Liatu King going.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
exactly what happened here.
You see here, 3 players surrounding her, leaves Rappalucci Iredell wide open. Of course, something good is going to come from there if Liatu King can split that trap.
I'll tell you what, Brian, you know you're doing something right when you force a triple team.
Man, and she sees it literally night in and night out. Every team is coming with 2 and 3 players to her.
Iredell makes them both. And Pitt's cut it down to 7 points. Pitt still hasn't made a shot from the field in about 3 minutes, but they've got a 4-point advantage here in quarter number 3. Iredell trying to draw the charge up top. Doesn't get the call, though.
Working on those charges that Pitt loves to work on.
Something that Coach Verdi teaches.
Right.
Scruggs. Nice defense there from Iredell again.
Yeah, great defensive block by Rappalucci Iredell. Nice block.
Here's your chance for Pitt to really put some pressure on. You've kind of taken the momentum here in quarter number 3. Malcolm, 3 off the mark by just a bit as that one rolls out.
That would have been huge for the Panthers.
Wake hasn't scored in about 2 minutes and change. But that changes, however, as Williams able to shake off a defender and bring that lead back up to 9. Marley Washenitz, who's got 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists so far. Bella Perkins, really nice pass to Iredell.
Now that was just good basketball. Great basketball set. They were in their horn set. Marley Washenitz comes off, doesn't have anything, reverses the basketball, and that's what Torrey Verdi talks about. He doesn't want the basketball to stick. He wants them to move it around the three-point line, and that's what they did. Bella Perkins finds Rappalucci Iredell with that pick and roll. Great pass.
Here's Deeble. Fighting for room down low. Harrison gets 2.
Kaia Harrison, that was just tough. She wanted an and one there. Great 2 points for her team she just earned.
Washenitz from outside the arc gets that one poked away, and Wake Forest is going the other way with numbers. Williams holds the brakes, and Marley Washenitz coming back and gets the turnover herself.
This is a battle in this third quarter right now, Zach. Both of these teams are hungry for a win.
3:43 to go here in quarter number 3. Iredell Perkins again. Looking for the screen up high from King. Finds some room, takes the jumper. That one blocked, but Iredell regathers and is fouled.
And that was tough by Pitt because Wake Forest read that possession with that backdoor screen there. They played it very well. Pitt trying to cut this lead, 41-32.
And it'd be something if it's an insignificant margin, but plus 32, I mean, they've come out and been a tough team to play after the half. Also, looking around at Pitt, Liatu King continues to produce and really carry this team throughout the night so far.
Yeah, she's incredible. Finally missed her first field goal of the night. She
Yeah, it took a while.
7 for 8. Yeah, it really is incredible. I mean, she just leads this team night in and night out. But Coach Verdi, it has to be super frustrating because last game against Clemson, they had a balanced scoring attack. And that's what he says that he needs from this team, and they're just not getting that here tonight.
Bella Perkins, the second leading scorer on the Panthers, along with Iredell after that free throw, both at 5. 8-point lead for the Demon Deacons. Deeble, 3. On the mark again from her.
Man, Deeble.
4 for 4 from deep.
Cannot miss from behind the arc. She has been a huge spark for the Deeks.
Perkins, logo 3. Off the mark there. Rebound goes back out to Iredell, though, who gives to Washenitz. We saw those shots more from Bella Perkins earlier on the year, but she's kind of turned away from being a shoot-first player towards the tail end of the season. Dribble drive there from her. Back to King, who's doubled, and that one rolls along the cylinder and out.
That would have been a nice one for Pitt. Bella Perkins, both Bella Perkins and Liatu King being so patient on the offensive end, using their shot fake, getting the Deeks up in the air, just cannot connect.
Pitt, one of their last 7 from the field. Deeble, he check 3, and that one drops.
Can she do it again, Zach?
That is 5 for 5 from Deeble.
You see the smiles from the bench, the hype from the bench. Man, she is feeling it. Here you see her point guard, Kaia Harrison, finding her for one of her threes in the third. Point guard finding her for a second 3 in the third. Make that 5 for 5 for Deeble. In the season this year, she is feeling it for sure, but you know what? Her teammates are finding her, getting her involved, making it easy for her tonight to knock down shots.
Deeble in the third quarter has 6 points, both of those coming via the 3 ball. And right when you thought Pitt was sort of getting a little bit of momentum back in this one, Deeble has pushed the door shut, at least so far here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a huge swing for the Demon Deacons in that third.
Pitt needs an answer. They've missed 7 of 8 now from the floor. King, Perkins, big corner 3 here. That one goes down.
And what do you do when you need an answer for the Pitt Panthers? You go to Liatu King. However, Liatu King makes the best decision. They double team her, and she finds her shooter, Bella Perkins, in the corner to knock it down for 3.
We saw it earlier with Iadel, too. When King is forcing these defenders to come down low, you're going to have an open player. They find it there with Perkins. On the other end now with Wake, it's Coles trying to get a shot off. Can't do so cleanly. Some hard contact down low as Iadel draws the foul.
Yeah, that was tough defense by Pitt there, as Coles was doing a very nice job at holding on to the basketball. You see here, Liatu King drives the baseline, doesn't have anywhere to go, but finds her shooter, Bella Perkins, wide open for 3. Katie Deeble just way too far off of a shooter.
Deeble got lost on the baseline there, it looked like, for a second, but, I mean, King's going to draw that sort of attention. Here's Perkins, who is Pitt's second leading scorer so far tonight. Battle, drive, right hand.
Nice play by Erin Battle. She makes something of nothing. That was totally a breakdown on the offensive end by Pitt. A broken play. They weren't sure what they were in. Erin Battle makes a heads-up point guard play, attacks the basket, and gets a bucket for her team when they need it most.
First 2 of the night for her makes it a 9-point game here with just under 45 to go in quarter number 3.
That's a smart play by Kaia Harrison there. Rapalucci Iadel being really aggressive on the offensive end. You see it here. Katie Deeble, Erin Battle believes she has that matchup 1. Great take by the freshman.
Saw it earlier from Harrison on the other end, but you can get that downhill speed from your guards. It's going to force a lot of issues down low. Possession arrow goes the way of the Panthers.
And that's what you call scouting 101 by Liatu King. She read that from a mile away. She saw that flex cut coming. She jumps over top of the screen and beats her player there to get that steal.
Half a minute to go, quarter number 3. Pitt trying to cut into that Wake Forest lead. Perkins looking for options. Iadel pressed up at the foul line. King doubled again. Panthers have a lot of players on one side of the floor. Desperation heave there from Perkins, won't go, but the Panthers get a turnover. 3 and 2 to go at the end of the quarter, and Liatu King tacks on a couple more at the end of the third.
Wow, that's big time. That's tonight.
A coach who led her team to the NIT tournament in just her first season at the helm in a very difficult ACC conference. Beat 2 Elite 8 teams last year, so they've got the ability to do it. It's just a matter of stringing those together. King needs it to go down, but she's fouled. And we'll go back to the line. A desperation shot there almost with 2 seconds on the clock, but King will go back to the line.
That's tough on Alyssa Andrews there. You hate that as a coach. You preach it in practice. You preach it all season long. Do not foul a jump shooter. That is just a known basketball fact.
King rattles that one out. King was 6 for 6 in the first half, but in the second half, Wake Forest has done a much better job on her. Just 6 points on 2 for 6 shooting. King drills the second. Still an 11-point game with 3 3/4 of a minute. Coles, a lot of contact there with Jordan. Back out to Deeble, though. One-on-one with Malcolm. Dangerous pass down low, picked off by Battle. And she is fouled.
Yeah, that's one of those passes you don't not want to throw right now. Because if it would have snuck in there, it would have been a tremendous pass. But she got to throw that a little bit higher towards the top of the backboard there. Erin Battle with her nice hops gets up there and steals it for the Pitt Panthers.
A Steve Nash-esque attempt there
Good
from
reference.
Deeble. Washing it's over to Battle. Looking for Jordan, who came in for Iredell after she fouled out, and Jordan picking up right where Iredell left off.
Wow, and the Panthers switching it up a bit. That play is usually designed for Liatu King to get that one-on-one matchup with the no-help side. But instead, it's Jayla Jordan finishing on the inside.
Pitt's going to need some stops, but they're back within 10. Harrison on Washington. It's Harrison again using her athleticism to get free.
Wow, and using that great footwork, patience against Marley Washington, who is a tremendous defender.
Deeble pressure in the inbound there. She's been running around with a smile on her face in the second half of play, and you can see why. She's had a really strong game, but you look here at Harrison again. She is just so shifty. And makes no mistake there on the lay-in. Lead back up to the 11 for the Demon Deacons. King, three. Jordan off the back and out. Close there on the three ball, but can't get it to go down, and that's a big miss for the Panthers.
You see the frustration starting to weigh on these Pitt Panthers' faces right now.
Coles to Williams. She's fouled there. Washington will pick up another. That'll be her second. With just over 2 to go. And it's desperation time if you're the Panthers. Pitt, pretty good defense there off the inbound, but Wake able to get it into Williams. 14 on the shot clock. They're going to try to bleed as much of this out as they can. Andrews opts to hold instead of pulling the three, as Harrison looks for space. And what do we have here?
Maybe calling a warning? No. Oh, flop, yeah.
It's going to be a tech.
Yeah, as you see here, Marley Washington is known for taking charges. Flop. Yeah, she's... Okay. So... Okay. The official comes over to explain it to us. There's a team technical against Pitt. Marley Washington's little flop in action, trying to get the offensive foul. And unfortunately, doesn't get the call. Doesn't go her way. So the team tech goes against the Panthers.
Looked like there was a bit of contact there, but I guess just not enough to warrant that kind of fall from Washington.
Yeah, and I think Coach Megan Jebbia has been on the officials all night, because they know coming into this game, you scout teams, obviously, all season long. So you know what they're capable of. You know what they try to do. And Marley Washington clearly tries to take charges each and every game. So head coach Megan Jebbia knew that, and she has been on the officials all night about Pitt flopping.
Certainly a game she's going to be happy about looking back on this. Washington goes down again. A little bit of trouble there in the backcourt for the Panthers, but they are able to get it up with Battle, who rolls it in.
Yeah, and that's a great take by Erin Battle. Heads up play. Nobody stops the basketball. 2 defenders back for the Demon Deacons, and she finishes it.
You're going to have to play the foul game now if you're the Panthers. Wake enters the bonus. So it'll be 2 shots for the Demon Deacons. Still a 10-point ball game with just over a minute to go. And you really can't stress it enough. Just to come on the road in a tough environment and get a win like this if you're Wake Forest just says a lot about the coach and the program as a whole.
Yeah, it's incredible. They have been playing inspired all season long, especially this ACC play. But tonight has just been top-notch for the Demon Deacons. All credit to them and their performance, their battle, their will to win, their want to win has been incredible tonight, off the charts.
Harrison makes it an 11-point game with a minute to go. It'll be Malcolm in the closing minute of the game. Another turnover for the Panthers.
Yeah, and for the Pitt Panthers down the stretch in this 4th quarter, Tori Verdi told us on our call this week, every possession matters. And he has been preaching that all season long. What I really like that he says is become your habits become, your habits become you in your pressure situations. And that's exactly what the Pitt Panthers were tonight. Every possession did not matter to them like the one before. And he says they cannot just pick and choose when they want to play. And Wake Forest valued their possessions more than the Pitt Panthers did tonight.
And we're going to get a timeout here. And it feels like Wake Forest, a team that obviously coming on the road, not a lot of expectations out of them. But you get someone like Deeble, who has 20 points in this game now, just doing such a good job from a shooting standpoint. It really puts a team like Pitt behind the 8 ball when it just feels like everything's going down.
Yeah, absolutely, and she did it for them all night long with a career-high 20 points. You see her knocking it down from behind the arc. She was 5 for 5. She was feeling it. She was making nice cuts, back door. She was distributing the basketball. She did it all for the Demon Deacons, and yet you can smile away because you're leading your team to victory tonight.
I mean, Deeble's looked like she's been playing in a local park for most of the game. You know, not really. It hasn't been super fine-tuned, but she's confident and she knows she can make those shots from deep, and she has done just that tonight. And it says a lot for a young player to have that kind of confidence, to keep shooting when you're hot, and it has really powered this Wake Forest team to a win tonight. Turnover again from the Panthers. They foul. The lead now a dozen for Wake Forest.
Yeah, as you see Coach Tori Verdi over there, frustration all over his face, and understandably so.
Williams gets up limping a bit after the contact. Looks to be okay, though, as she heads to the line. Elise Williams, the junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll take a look at again what happened to Williams on the other end of the floor. Looks like she may have just rolled her ankle here a bit.
Ooh. Steps on her teammate's foot, not what you want to see. And just a name, really, that we haven't heard much all season as you see her limp off to go to the bench. We hope she's okay. But we haven't heard her name too much tonight, but she right now is to her season average at 11 points.
And Brianna, if we came to the game and said Williams wouldn't necessarily be, or excuse me, yeah, Williams wouldn't necessarily be a factor right off the bat for Wake Forest, you'd say, oh, this is going to be a Pitt win. But the balanced scoring really coming through again today, and it hasn't been just Deeble either. I mean, you got Harrison with 12, and you got Scruggs, Coles, Conley, all these contributors sort of coming together to put together a really impressive performance here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly. 3 players in double figures. And coming into tonight, they only average 1 player with Elise Williams averaging double figures every single game. So this was an all-around performance, balanced scoring attack for the Demon Deacons.
Harrison good on the free throws. Pitt with King the other way. Jumper off the mark. And that should just about do it here from Pittsburgh, as Wake Forest is going to hold possession here in the last 13 and now 11 of the game. And you really can't say enough about this effort from Wake Forest as they pick up their first win in ACC play.
All Demon Deacons tonight. Katie